Let me describe our speaker for you real quickly. He's a great leader. He's one of the leaders the co-founders called to do training. That says a lot about his character and his ambition, and now that his leadership. And I love he's got journal after journal after journal of years and years and years of journaling all this information because he learned from the very best. He's a family man. He's a great father. And the last time let me tell you what, he's the kind of guy you can let your kids, your mother, your girlfriend, your wife go across the country in his car. That says a lot. And when you can let a man like that take somebody that you love across the country and not worry. Does that make sense? And he's just an incredible leader. I have nothing but the utmost respect for him. And let's see, the last time I saw him was, last time I saw him, Mr. Bree Clemens. Last time I saw him, put that up real quick. Where did I see him at? The last time I saw him, oh, there we go. Now, here we are in the Bahamas, allowed to take your other half, better half, or whoever you want to take with you. And the last time I physically saw him, here we are in the Bahamas with his lovely, beautiful daughter. And she had the time of her life. And I stopped her. I said, do you realize who your dad is? Let me tell you. And she started rolling her eyes like, yeah, I know. He's a good guy. I've heard from everybody over here. He's just amazing. I know. I said, okay, well, then if you know, then stop and you go enjoy yourself and have some fun with your papa. So I tell you, this is what this business is about. Look at the smile on her face. Look at the smile on his face. Without further ado, Regional Vice President Platinum from Southern California, the great and one and only Mr. Dean Tarrolly.
Thomas, what is happening? Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Well, listen, you guys, we're going to do something a little bit different today. I don't know about any of you, but we're just going to have Mr. Thomas go ahead and just say all those nice things about me over and over and over for the next 30 minutes. So just listen in. You guys will enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. No, I'm just kidding. Man, this is so much fun. Mr. T, it is good to see you. Now, you guys, I'm going to tell you something. I messed up. I'm going to tell you what I messed up in. I was in Vegas for a minute and a half and I let Al know. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm coming out. It's a last second thing. I would love to see you. We've been talking about having dinner or you know, hanging out a little bit. And I was so excited. And I was so bummed. Well, here. So I reached out to him. And he hit me back and he said, he goes, I'll get back to you in 10 minutes. I said, no problem. Never heard back from him. And I'm like, that's so weird. And I'm like, you know what? He's got businesses over businesses and his ACN business and his family and everything else. And I just said, you know what? I'm not going to press the man. I know that, you know, he's extremely busy. He's got a lot going on. He's got all you guys he's serving, running banks and doing all the stuff that he does and has done. And I'm like, but it's just so weird. And so on my drive back to LA from Vegas, I said, hey, Mr. T, sorry that we missed you. I never heard back from you. Here's what he said. He said, never heard back from me. I called you like 10 minutes later. And I'm like, hey, Mr. Thomas, respectfully, man, you know I love you. I'm telling you, there's no call there from you. Right? And he goes, Dean, I'm telling you. So here's what he did. So he sent me a screenshot of his phone showing that he called me. And I said, look, man, I don't know what's going on, but I do not have a missed call. And I'm going through and there's no missed call there. Well, I don't know what I did. Like I refreshed my phone or something and freaking sure enough, there's the missed call from Mr. Thomas. At which point, tail between my legs, I called the man or I text the man back and I go, Mr. Thomas, this is, I think I said word for word, this is 100% on me. I don't know how I missed this call. You were going to call me 10 minutes later, but it's the, you know, whatever. So Mr. T, I'm already looking forward to the next trip to Vegas. I don't know when it's going to be, but I'm letting you know. Not only is it going on the calendar, we're carving it in stone. We're hanging out, and that's it. So a good deal. So you guys, really quickly, the kind of what you hear between Mr. Thomas and I, let me just tell you something. I got some stuff to go over with you guys today. All right, look, first of all, here's the deal. I am not in Mr. Thomas's money. So what does that mean? What that means is I'm not in his downline. Mr. Thomas does not make any money from my production. See, that's how an amateur would think about this business. Here's how a professional would think about this business. If I can build relationships with people who are doing this business properly, they're advancing their business properly, and I can build a relationship with those people, I now have another voice that can move my group and my team into action. And it's you got to be kind of particular about this, because you got to make sure that the message that's coming from whoever you turn to, you want to make sure that that message is congruent with your message. You want to make sure that their to-do list, the things, like sometimes you got to take people for a test drive, right? You got to kind of see how it works out, and everybody's respectful, but sometimes the messaging just may not fit with what it is that you envision as a leader. So I went a little bit on a tangent here, but I want you to know this, that these calls we take really seriously, whether people are on our teams or not, because we understand that we have a responsibility to the company. We have a responsibility to ourselves to deliver. So you might want to write this down, because we're going to come back to this in a minute. What are you delivering? What are you delivering? Not what are you getting? That's not the question of a leader. The question of a leader is, what are you delivering? So the company, the co-founders, the leaders, all the RVPs, I know Al doesn't know all the RVPs because but he knows a lot. He knows a ton of them. And I know he knows all the SVPs, and I know he knows all the circle members, and they all have a tremendous amount of respect for him. So the fact that he does this every single day for you guys, I'm just encouraging you not to take it for granted. Okay. So that being said, Mr. Thomas, thank you. I'm already anticipating the next trip out there, so we'll be able to hang out for a minute and plot the takeover of the world and all that. So it'll be great over a dinner and a glass of wine. So here's what I want to do, you guys. Okay, I told you, I think it was Natasha. I was trying to figure out how many months I've been doing this with you guys, month on, month off, month on, month off. Sorry, there's a helicopter apparently landing on our street. And I think Natasha said it's been a year. Like, it's a year that I've been with you guys. So 6 months of Thursdays, because we do every other month. Mr. Thomas, gives me a breather. Okay. So, and I was thinking about this today, you guys. Here's something that you need to know as leaders, is you have to distinguish whether or not you are in action or you're going through the motions. Okay. And I'm going to give you an example. This is specifically for you guys. So I hope you're ready today. Are you guys ready for this or not so much? Okay. Some people nodding their heads, some people going, oh crap, what's he gonna? Okay. Thanks, Julie. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask one of you, preferably not the regional directors on the call, because I know that you guys take notes. I'm talking about everybody else. I gave this month a title last week. So I want to see if someone can just put into the chat. I said, April is what month? April is what month? And we'll see if someone gets it. I said it at the beginning and I said it at the end, and I said it a few times during the call. DC, that's close. Wait, hey, I think someone just got it. Hang on a minute. Christine Blitz got it. So look in the chat. Dee Dee got it. Christine got it. Dee Dee and Christine got it. That's the title of the month. So one of the things I asked you guys last week, because I know we joke around, we have a lot of fun, you know, the vacations and the stuff like that. And I've shown you guys some videos and stuff in the past, but it's time. Like, look, you guys, I'm not doing my job if I'm not holding you to a level of excellence and accountability to advance your business. Now, look, you can take as long as you want to do this. And let me be clear again, you will always be welcome. I know how Mr. Thomas and I, we're really similar like this, kind of like the Hard Rock Cafe, love all, serve all. Like, that's what we want to do. Like, we get it. But right. And I did ask, do you value your freedom? I asked that last week. Well, but the title of it, of this month is Advance Your Business. So we got to talk about this, you guys. And Mr. Thomas, if there's anything that you feel like you want to jump in on, obviously, by all means. So listen, you guys. The Italian is going to come out in me really early today. So here's the thing. I'm going to try to keep it PG. Greg Provenzano's talked about this in the past. Are you a part of the club or are you building a business? Right? So I respect whatever choice you make, because this environment is amazing. And if all somebody gets out of this environment is being a part of this environment and how they feel, the personal development, being around you guys who are amazing, amazing, amazing people, that's great. That's not going to show up in your CAB statement. That is not going to show up in your commissions. It is not. It is not. There is no percentage in the comp plan for personal development. There's no dollar figure that is attached to personal development. Now, here's what leaders understand. You have to personally develop in order to advance your business, because it's very difficult for your business to grow above your level of personal development. But in the bottom line is this. There are 4 things, and I'm going to cover this every week. Beat you guys bloody over this. There's 4 things that you have to wrap your head around and decide to accept. And here's what they are. Did you get a customer? Help someone get a customer. Present the business, help someone present the business. That's it. You guys, we could end this leadership right now. Because if we look at our ACN businesses, the freedoms that we want out of this business, and I covered this a couple of weeks ago, or I think last month, or the last month I did this, the freedoms that we want for this business require discipline. The freedoms and the rewards that live in this business are on the other side of discipline. So if the first thing that's coming to your mind right now is, well, Dean doesn't understand how busy I am and all the kids stuff going on and this and that, you don't get it. I do understand that. I've covered this in previous months, you guys. I teach my team to embrace and protect the phrase "in spite of." See, in spite of your family, in spite of your circumstances, in spite of your work, in spite of your lack of finances, in spite of the fact that you maybe have a ton of finances, in spite of those things, what are you doing to advance your business? And there's a whole lot of people that don't really understand the power of that phrase, because what happens is this. When you sign up an ACN, unless you're doing it under a rock, other people know that you're doing ACN. What does that mean? It means that you're exposed. It means that people are keeping their eye on you. They want to see how you do. So are you really representing yourself as well as you can be? And I'm going to answer for the overwhelming majority of people, probably not. But I have a solution for it. So hang tight. That's coming in the next chapter here in a few minutes. So the first thing I'm asking you to do, you guys, as adults, as business owners, In fact, I'll do this right now, just for the fun of it. If you acquired a personal customer since we spoke last week, at least one, either raise your hand, put a thumbs up. In fact, put a thumbs up in the chat. Let's see how many show up on the screen. If you got a customer over the course of this last week, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs. Let's see. Okay, there's a couple. Okay, I see Belinda, Winston, Jabre, Al, Heather. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So now you guys, watch this. This is going to be important. This is important. Mr. Thomas is going to know I'm about to. Okay. If we were running a business together and there's 77 people on our team in our business and 7 people acquired a customer in 7 days, let's talk about this. 7 people from this call acquired a customer in 7 days. 7 out of 77. How do we feel about those numbers? You guys, look, let's get you to regional director. I'm asking you a question. How do you guys feel about those numbers? I already know Mr. Thomas's answer, but he's such a doggone nice guy. So you guys, I'm telling you, it is very difficult to operate a successful business if you're operating at 10%. That doesn't work. Thank you, Catherine. Look, everybody should look in the chat. Look what Catherine just wrote. Look what Catherine just wrote. Find Catherine's statement. Catherine, you nailed it. You nailed it. You nailed it. Okay, so now let's continue. By the way, someone write into the chat, what did I say this month is about? What did I say this month is about? Oh, Baker got a customer. Okay, so maybe a handful more. There's a few that I missed, maybe 10. This is about advancing your business. You guys collectively as a group, 10 people acquired a customer out of almost 80. Come on, you guys. Come on. Everybody on this call is so much more capable than this. And sometimes you need an outside voice that's not Mr. Thomas because he's told you over and over, it's time to get to work. Like it's time to advance our businesses. It's time to get you to the next percentage of residual. It's time to show all the people and the naysayers that you do not care what they think. You're advancing your business. So the second part of it is, did you help someone get a customer? So number one, did you personally acquire a customer? And the second question is, did you, okay, Julie, I got you. So a handful, you guys, but you guys understand something, We're nowhere near 50%. Y'all agree with that? We're nowhere, out of 80 people here, we are not anywhere near 50%. Now, here's what I said. We're not anywhere, good job. We're not anywhere near 50%. Can you imagine what the heck is going to happen to this group when we show up on one of these weeks? Maybe it'll be my month, maybe it'll be a month that I'm off or whatever. But everyone on this group put customers in their business. What's going to happen to your businesses collectively? It's amazing. But sometimes you need someone to come in with the bat. And today's the bat day. So, right? So did you help someone get a customer? Well, now some of you might be going, well, Dean, I don't have anybody to help because, you know, my whole team's toast. And great. Well, then you need to be your own best rep. But if you have someone on your team, did you help someone sign up a customer? We're a customer acquisition company. That's where the money comes from. A customer being acquired either personally or through a new business partner. So then the third one is this. Did you present the business? Well, I don't know how to present the business. Really? Do you? Look, folks, y'all know how to read. Everybody can pull up the 1 through 8 overview and share this with someone. Everyone can pull up the 1 through 8 overview and share this with someone. I didn't say sign them up. I didn't say ask them for $199. That's not what I said. I said you can share this with someone. Do a presentation. I've covered ways to be able to do this in the past where I actually said to you guys, look, You could say to someone, here's what takes all the pressure off. You could say to someone that, hey, look, man, I'm working on a business project. I have to do a presentation. Can I run this by you? Would you let me, does this make sense to you? Am I sounding like this makes sense? And now you're testing this out on someone, but you're presenting to them. That's an easy way. So I just gave you guys a nugget that you could do with 10 people today. You could do with 5 people today. Hey, I'm working on a business project. I have to give a presentation. Would you give me 10 minutes just so I can run this thing by you? Just so I can run this by you. So Mr. McGowan just posted. So I appreciate you guys. This is the kind of interaction I wanted today. So Mr. McGowan, I'm not picking on you. It's just that I saw your chat, and I just want to say this. So Mr. McGowan said that his number was 20. Okay, he shared this with 20 people. So here's my question, and Mr. McGowan, you can put it right in the chat, and whatever your answer is, I respect it. Mr. McGowan, did you present to 20 people, or did you pique 20 people's interest? You guys, we're getting into the nitty gritty of building and advancing your businesses. So Mr. McGowan, whatever your answer is, did you pique 20 people, or did 20 people actually see the information? And I'll look for your answer here. Okay, so Mr. McGowan, that is awesome. You know what? Hang on one second here. Where are you, sir? There you are. Hey, can we unmute Mr. McGowan for a second? Mr. McGowan, I don't know if you're in an area where you can speak. Are you in a quiet area? I don't want to get anybody.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. McGowan. Okay, so phenomenal. So thank you, by the way. This is totally unscripted, which is exactly what I wanted. But this is also a sign of leadership when people are willing to do this, because they know that the leaders are here to advance their businesses. So you presented, did you present to 20 people, or you put 20 people in front of a presentation from someone? And either way, it's great.
Separately, I just shared the business with at least 20 this week.
Okay, perfect. So 20 people actually, you guys, this is important. 20 people got their eyes on the 1 through 8 overview. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. McGowan, next question. Of those 20 people, were there any red apples? Were there any people that were interested in what it is that we're doing? Were there any people that wanted to learn more?
Yes.
Excellent. With those people, what did you do?
I mean, I basically, last few days, just followed back up with them. I spoke with them last week, and after I spoke with them, I spoke with maybe like 5 or 6 last week when you presented about doing so. And then last night I was trying to get a lot of them on the call last night with Mr. Thomas. I was unsuccessful. A lot of them gave me the runaround.
That's okay. That's okay, Mr. McGowan. So check this out. You guys, I want you to get this. This is real life coaching as if Mr. McGowan was on my team. Okay. So is Mr. Thomas your upline SVP?
Yes, sir, pretty much.
Okay, cool. Are there any leaders between you and Mr. Thomas, or were you like personally sponsored by Mr. Thomas?
Mr. Jabri.
Perfect. Watch this, you guys. Please get this. Please get this. Mr. McGowan, you did your job. You got people in front of the information. The next step with any interested people is the following. I have got to introduce you to Mr. Clemens. I have got to introduce you to Mr. Clemens. Dude, I have got to introduce you to Mr. Clemens. Wait till you meet this individual. Wait till you hear what his plans are. Wait till you hear what he has going on, right? Mr. Clemens and our leader, Senior Vice President, Mr. Al Thomas, they have a business plan that's covering the entire country. I have got to introduce you to them. I have got to introduce you to them. See, and thank you, Mr. McGowan. I appreciate your participation. Thank you, sir. So we'll go ahead and meet you. So check this out. You guys, you got to get what I'm talking about. This is the nitty gritty. This is how to build the freaking business. He did his part. Listen to me. He did his part. He put people in front of the information. Anybody that's interested, the only other thing that he needs to do is get them on the phone with the person that he's working with. Get himself out of the way, edify the leader, and get, by the way, how many, just want to let you know how fired up I get about this. How many people right now wish that they had a business partner that had 20 exposures this week? Yes or no? You, by the way, you give me 20 exposures this week, I'm telling you, we're going to have 30 to 40 next week. Why? Because we're going to find someone, we're going to lock arms with them. So the only thing I would tell you, sir, is you gotta make sure that when you get that person who's a red apple, who is interested, you have got to get them on the phone with Mr. Clemens or Mr. Thomas if available. You have to do that. Like this, you guys, this is not designed to be a one-man show, a one-woman show. You want to know why you can't do that? This is going to come as a shock to some of you, like a real shock. Do you want to know why you can't do that? Here's why you can't do that. Because they know you. And they know you haven't had any background in this. They know you haven't made any money in this. They know you haven't been promoted in this, especially if you're new. You've got to get that edification and pass that on to the leader that you're working with. Now, I will tell you this. If you can get some of those red apples on the phone with Mr. Clemens or Mr. Thomas, I will be willing, and I'll stake a claim on it. I will be willing to bet you that by this time next week, next Thursday, you will have a new rep. I'm telling you that if you get those people on the phone with Mr. Clemens and Mr. Thomas by this time next week, you'll have a new rep. I am telling you, that's the system. So we all want someone who puts 20 people in front of the information. Well, if you want that, you should do that. Law of attraction, the world works that way. The world, your team is going to do what you do. So when we really look at our business and what do we need to do to advance our business, get a customer, help someone get a customer, present the business, help someone present the business. I am asking each and every one of you, please, for the sake of your business, look at what you've done. Please, you guys, write this in capital letters, please. I need to stop winging this. I need to stop winging this. You guys, this is a business. Stop winging it. Now, if that's what you want to do it all day long. But the problem with that is you're kind of messing it up for a whole bunch of other people. Because if you kind of are casual about this and you're kind of winging it here and winging it there and people sign up in ACN and nothing ever really happens, you know what they're going to remember? Here's what they're going to remember. They spent $199 and they didn't get anything out of it. Nah, those things don't work. So what I'm asking you to do is be respectful to the opportunity, the leadership, your co-future regional directors and co-future RVPs here, and let's do something where we're representing the opportunity properly. We need to get you guys a result. We need to, look, listen, you guys, let me tell you something. For me personally, this is my own personal pride coming in. I do not want to do another month of Al Thomas's calls and not have some of you advance your business like crazy. Otherwise, I'm not doing my job. And I'm doing this on behalf of Mr. Thomas. Let's prove that you can do this. You guys, when you hit refresh on your reports and you guys haven't done anything, do you understand the only thing that happens when you refresh your reports is your numbers go down? Right? Like if nothing has happened in your business, when you hit refresh, it only goes down. How excited are you guys going to be? Listen to me. I'm telling you, you will be ecstatic to hit refresh when you have new customers, you have new business partners, you have meetings scheduled, you have PBZs scheduled, you have their people's PBZs scheduled. You start creating momentum, activity that leads to momentum. And next thing you know, you're hitting refresh and you don't know where these customers are coming from. You don't know where these new business partners are coming from, but they're hitting your organization because you made a decision to get this ship righted. You righted the ship. So, what is this month about? And by the way, advancing my business. Thank you, Julian. Appreciate it. Advancing your business. Now, I want to tell you guys something. So watch this. This is just the way I work, advancing your business. Excellent. Now I want you guys to hear this. Mr. McGowan, who is very open, and I respect the fact that you were willing to do that with me, Mr. McGowan. He actually said, and you guys can all see it in the chat, Jabare is my brother from another mother. He will stay on me. Trust me. I understand that, but it's about you guys doing this together. It's about you guys having a conversation together. So now you can go through the list of names, the people that have seen the business, you guys can discuss them. You can give Mr. Clemens some information about each of them. And then it is up to you, Mr. McGowan, to simply call your friend and create the value in getting that person on the phone with Mr. Clemens and let him do his thing. Let Mr. Clemens get him to a bigger picture or her to a bigger picture. Let Mr. Clemens be the one to go on Zoom and draw out the bonus. Dude, let's draw some circles. I mean, come on. You guys, let me tell you something. The business that you're in right now, whatever your line of work or your business is, I'm just telling you right now, it is way harder than what we do. What you guys do for work is harder with less upside than what we do. That's my opinion. So why wouldn't we get good at this? Why wouldn't we want to advance our businesses? So here's what I think is some good news. You guys want some good news? And I don't mean like Sunday good news. That's the best news ever, but I'm just talking about like good news. You guys want some good news? You guys are frightening me right now. Does anybody want some good news or not really? I either need to see nods or thumbs up. Daryl, okay, got you. All right, cool. Here's the good news. You can reset. You can reset starting at 9:40 Pacific time today. 9:40 a.m., not in 12 hours. Like now. Number one, you can reset. You can make a decision, you guys, that by the end of the day today, you're going to have a customer. You can make a decision, you guys, by the end of the day today, you will have presented this to someone. You can reset. And after you reset in your head and you made the decision to do it, here's you guys, this could have been the whole training, what I'm going to tell you right now. This could have been the whole training. So here it comes. Number one, you can reset. Number two, you must re-engage. Re-engage. I have found this to be the hardest part for anybody at ACN is re-engaging. Because you get signed up, you get started, you get excited, and guess what happens? You make a bonus or two, you got to pick up a couple people on your team, things are kind of going, and then guess what? Life and this and the kids' baseball game and my wife's work, my husband's this, that, doing work on the house. And next thing you know, a day turns into a week turns into a month, and you haven't been to the gym in 3 months and you're looking at your belly hanging over your belt. Don't think I don't know. Like, I get it. But how do you feel when you make the decision to actually re-engage at the gym? And this time you see it through. You re-engage your ACN business and you don't do it for a minute. You stay consistent. Re-engagement is the hardest part, but it is the most rewarding because you know what it's saying to you guys? I'm telling you right now. It is confirmation that you are following through on the decision that you made to do this and to do it well. So let me tell you guys something. Ready? I hope you are. Whatever it is, get over it and get back in the game. Whatever it is. Now, look, you guys, I know people have had health things and this and that. Understand faith, family, work, everything else. Like, I get it. But what I just had this conversation with one of our up and coming leaders here in Southern California. Every once in a while, you guys, and some of you may not like this, but tough, you know what? Here's the deal. Sometimes you got to clear the table. You got to clear the freaking table. And here's what I mean by that. Everything. And by the way, for any of you that are on this call and you are inside of 200 customer points to regional director, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you are doing. Clear the table, get this done, be the example, be the proof that this works. I'll tell you who I did this with, Roxanne Corlejo. Let me tell you, when she was on her regional director run, the month and a half before she hit regional director, guess what we had to do? We had to clear the table and get this done. Now, watch this. I talked to you guys about what would happen if everybody on this call does a presentation or gets a customer this week. You guys understand that's going to make a big difference, yes or no? How about this? How about by New Year? Listen to me. By New Year's 2022, there's 76 new regional directors out of this call. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. So I don't know most of your businesses. Some of you have a long way to go. Some of you don't have very far to go to regional director. But how would you feel if this team, this group that Mr. Thomas has invited in to his world every day at 9 a.m., that we have 76 new regional directors? Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. Embrace what I'm going to tell you guys, because I'm telling you it's the truth, and I know Mr. Thomas will agree with this. If you're serious about going to regional director, at one point, there will be a time where you must clean the table. You have to clear everything off the table, and this has to be the sole focus. It has to. And then when you get it done, you'll look back and go, oh, and by the way, isn't it the truth? Isn't that how Julian Lewis, truth? I know what I'm talking about, you guys. I'm telling you right now. That's all you need to do. You need to make a decision to advance your business every day. And when you round that corner, you're 400, 410, 450, 482 points. You need to clear the table and get this thing done. So we said you can reset. That's a decision today. You can re-engage. That's the toughest part. But if you re-engage and you do it well, watch what happens for you and watch how you feel about this. And then the last thing, you got to repeat. You got to repeat. Everything is about repetition, you guys. You've got to repeat. You guys, I'll be fair. I'm going to wrap up here in a second. So you guys check this out. When someone says to me, Dean, I've been to a training. I've been to a training. Well, even just thinking about it right now, I've never said it like this. It's not a train, it's a training, which means it's continuing. Like you continue to get trained. You know what? In your professional world, I don't care what line of work you're in, you guys, but I'm going to say something and you guys are going to go, oh, you're all going to be like this. You're like, oh my God. Oh my God. Right? So here, are you ready for your moment? Are you guys ready for your moment? Okay. Who on this call has worked at a job or in a profession and someone at your work said the following words to you in some way, shape, or form? Hey, listen, there's going to be a continuing education about this subject or that. There's going to be continuing education to be licensed for this or that. There's going to be continuing education to be certified for this and that. There's going to be continuing education to do blah, 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 whatever it is. Whatever it is. So thank you, Anna. So why would we have continuing education in a job where your income is preset? And you wouldn't do continuing education in a job where you can determine your own income. Doesn't make any freaking sense to me. So here's what's so great. When I talk about reset, re-engage, and repeat, watch this, folks. When I say reset, re-engage, and repeat, you do that in 3 separate teams, you're going RD. You do that in 4 separate teams, you're going to be a regional vice president. Period. End of story. Conversation's over. See you at the podium. Listen to my speech. That's it. But you have to decide whether or not you're going to do it. And that's your decision, not mine. So here's the deal, you guys. I want you guys to become the best versions of yourself in whatever you do. I need to try to become the best version of myself. You work to become the best version of yourself. But you guys, I hope after today, certainly after this month, you're not driving in the dark without the headlights. Now you know where you're going and what to do. Whether you turn the headlights on or not, that's up to you. That's up to you. Whether you turn the headlights on to drive this thing, that is up to you. By the way, do you guys know something that if you have GPS in your car and it's at night and you still don't have the lights on, congratulations, you are about 3 minutes from an accident. So turn the lights on. If you're making a decision to do this and you fall into the category of people that Mr. Thomas is working with that's saying, I want ACN to work, I want ACN to work. I just gave you the blueprint. Reset, re-engage, repeat. Reset, re-engage, repeat. So I'll tell you, a few months ago, after COVID and everything, right? The gyms were shut down. LA's been completely shut down. It's finally starting to, open up a little bit. And man, I hadn't been in the gym in a year, like literally a year. And I've been running, and I lost some weight and running, and trying to watch what I eat, not doing that good a job. By the way, I was going to completely blow any of that with Mr. Thomas, but I screwed that up last week. So anyway, that's another conversation. So check this out. It's kind of funny. So the gyms opened up about a month and a half ago, whatever. That's it. I'm in. And my gym, which is LA Fitness, did not open up. But I wanted to get back in a gym. So I've never been a 24-hour fitness member, but there's a 24-hour fitness like 2.5 miles from my house. And they were open, but check this out. They weren't open inside. It was outdoor only. So I'm like, I gotta go check this out. I want to see what they're doing. They took, you guys, listen to me. They adapted. They took all of the equipment, or a bunch of the equipment from inside, and they put it on the basketball courts outside. So their gym is now outside. I'm like, dude, this is freaking great. So I finally get in there and I get in the gym. And let me tell you guys something. That first day back at the gym, I'll skip the actual workout. I'll go to the morning after. How do you think I felt? I'm 56 years old. I couldn't hardly hold my coffee. My hands were shaking. You all with me? But let me tell you something. I stayed consistent. I didn't put a ton of weights on. I couldn't do that right away. Super sore. Couldn't put a ton of weight on, but I put the right amount of weight on, and I did a lot of reps. Well, I just ran into some of my friends today. They're like, "Oh my God, dude, what happened?" I'm like, I made a decision like a month and a half ago. I'm getting myself freaking back in shape. And now I feel, Chris, but I'm telling you, you guys, this is analogous to our business. This is about our business. I had to re-engage. I couldn't go back to LA Fitness because it wasn't open. So I had to find another way to get what I wanted to get the result. You guys, one of my personal mentors, one of the best people in this business, Mr. Thomas knows him well, Efren Tejada. Here's what Efren says. I want you to get this. Here's what he says. He goes, you guys write this down. Roxanne knows what I'm going to say. We're an accountability group. Fall in love with the result. Fall in love with the result. You'll go through whatever the pain is if you are in love with the result. And that is freedom. So that's what I got for you, Mr. Thomas. I hope that came across. Hope everybody got something that they could use from this. And hang on one second.